Now there's something that all photographers have to face up to and deal with at some point, and this something can be particularly frustrating if you're a beginner and you're just starting out on your photography journey. Now what I'm talking about is aperture, more specifically these f numbers. How do they work and why are they back to front? Well, if you want to know more, stick around. Welcome to the Photogenius channel. Hi, Paul here from Photogenius. Welcome to my channel where I post regular photography tutorials, all designed to help you get more from your digital camera so you can take better photos. If you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing. Now when it comes to photography, you're going to want to know all about aperture because it can affect your images. It is a way of making your pictures brighter or darker, but it also affects how much of your image is acceptably sharp and in focus. For example, this image was shot with a large aperture, whereas this image was shot using a smaller aperture. Now the position of the aperture is shown as an f number. Now generally speaking, when it comes to numbers, a bigger number means you get more of something, but with aperture that's not quite the case. Now to me it makes sense and is logical that a large aperture be represented by a large f number and likewise a small aperture be represented by a smaller number. Now if that was the case, I wouldn't be making this video because annoyingly and frustratingly the numbers are effectively back to front. Or are they? Now f numbers are actually fractions. So to answer the question that I get asked by many of you, why are the f numbers so confusing? Let's make some sense of it. So here I have a Canon camera and as you can see we have f2 on the back, which is the current aperture setting. Now let's turn this into a fraction. Now we have f over 2, which means that f is divided by 2. Now the letter F actually stands for focal, or to be more specific, the focal length of the lens. Now the lens I'm using is the popular 50mm prime lens. So now we can give F a value. This means our fraction is 50 divided by 2 is 25. This is the diameter of the aperture opening. Now if I adjust the aperture to f4, we now have 50 over 4 as our fraction, which works out at 12.5, which means the diameter of the aperture is now less or smaller. So as you can see, there is actually a reason why the numbers work the way they do, even if it is a little bit confusing when you first start out. This is why on some Nikon cameras you'll find an animated aperture icon on the back of the LCD screen, and this will adjust as you increase or decrease the f number. Very handy. Now as I mentioned earlier, I put this video together simply because I was getting lots of people in the comments asking me about the f numbers and why are they back to front. Now I've explained it for you. If you forget it all, that's absolutely fine, because here's the deal. In my opinion, we don't really need to know why the numbers are back to front. All we really need to do is accept the numbers are back to front. With practice, you'll get used to it pretty quickly, and practice is key. What's more important is understanding how aperture affects the image itself, and I've covered that in a separate video, so if you want to check that out, I'll put a link up here, also in the description below this week's video. Okay, if you've enjoyed this video, please consider supporting me by giving it a thumbs up, because it does help the videos get noticed. That helps the channel grow. Make sure you're subscribed if you're not already subscribed. I do try to put new videos out every single week, and that's just about it, other than to say thanks again for watching, and I hope to see you again sometime soon. See ya. Bye.